Hey guys, so today I'm filming my monthly makeup basket for May 2016. I know this video is a little bit late, so that's why I wanted to get it up right now. And this is going to be the last month I'm using my spring makeup products. That is both sad and exciting. I am glad to be using some of these wonderful spring makeup products this month, and it's going to be sad to stop wearing my pastels, but I'm also very excited to jump into my summer makeup items. I have some awesome coral blushes that I always look forward to wearing, and some really nice bright lip colors, so very excited for the summer makeup products to come. So starting with nail polish, first I have what I'm wearing on my nails today. This is Essie's Playdate, a beautiful radiant orchid polish. Next I have the Berry M Jelly Polish in Blueberry. I have the Berry M Jelly Polish in Prickly Pear. I have the Zoya Polish in Neely. For brows, I'm going to be using the NYX Eyebrow Shaper Wax Pencil. I'll be filling in my brows with the NYX Micro Brow in Taupe. Also, to fill in my brows, I'll be using the MAC Eyeshadow in Omega. I will be highlighting under the brow with my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. I'll be setting my brows in place with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in Light Medium. Now moving on to complexion products. For primers, I actually have three. First, I have my Makeup Forever Matte Primer, and I'm trying to work through this one, but I am not really enjoying it. So I am just applying it in the center of my forehead and on the sides of my nose where I get the most oily. Then I'm going all over the rest of my face with the Lorac Porefection Mattifying Face Primer. This just is a lot smoother of a texture that blends out a lot easier. So I'm going to be using both of those so I can try to work through this, but I want to have an actual nice primer on my skin, so I'm using this one as well. Then to fill in my pores, I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. For foundation, I'm going to be using a combination of the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Foundation. My shade is in Light 45, and I'm going to mix it with the Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation in Porcelain. For under eye concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Concealer in the shade Fair. I have depotted it into this empty lip gloss tube. It just makes it so much easier to apply. To set my under eyes, I'm going to be using a combination of the Ben Nye Cameo Powder and the MAC Shaping Powder in Emphasize. To set my entire face, I'm going to be using the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation in the shade number 1 Ivory. For bronzer and contour, I'm going to be using the Milani Matte Baked Bronzers. I'm going to be using the shade Sunset to Bronze and the shade Sienna to Contour. To highlight, I'm going to be using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Soft and Gentle. This is a product that I'm trying to get into again. It isn't my most favorite highlight. I thought I wanted to get rid of it, then I wore it again recently and really liked it, so I want to test it out this month so I can really decide whether I want to keep it or pass it on to somebody else. Then for blush, I have two of my Holy Grail blushes from theBalm. First, I have theBalm's Down Boy. This is a very light pastel matte blue tone pink that definitely does lean more of a neutral undertone. If you pair it with something warm, it looks cool. If you pair it with something cool, it looks warm. One of my all-time favorite pink blushes. Then I have theBalm's Frat Boy blush. And this is a matte pinky tone peach. I have so many blushes in my collection, but honestly, if I could only have one blush, it would be Frat Boy. This has been a favorite of mine for years. I absolutely love this blush. It's such an amazing color. My other blushes for this month are going to be three of the Clinique Cheek Pops. I have the shade Melon Pop. I have the shade Pink Pop. And then I have the shade Peach Pop, which is one of my favorites. The other two, I'm just testing out, seeing what I think of the color, but this one is definitely a tried and true favorite of mine. So moving on to eyes. For primer, I'm using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I have my combination for my go-to shimmery neutral eye. I have my Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Barely Beige for a base on my lid. I have the Milani Bella Eyes Eyeshadow and Bella Cappuccino for my transition color, and I also have my Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Trio. Along with that, I have my Meet Matte Nude Palette from theBalm for my all matte warm tone neutral eye. For my colorful shadows of the month, I'm going to be using my MAC eyeshadow palette. I'm going to be using this row right here, mostly these four shades. I have Stars and Rockets, Shimmer Moss, Expensive Pink, and Free to Be. For my palette of the month, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Tamana palette again. I did not get enough use out of this palette last month, so I'm going to be using it again this month, and I will have the review video of this palette posted at the end of the month. So this is what it looks like. You have 10 beautiful colors, have some great cool tones, warm tones, some matte neutrals, and some beautiful pops of color. For liner, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Eye Booster. For mascara, I have two high-end sample size mascaras. The first one is the NARS Audacious Mascara, and this is what the brush looks like. It is a plastic bristle brush. And the other mascara I have is the Lancome Hypnose Drama, which is a natural bristle brush. For lips, I've chosen 5 products. I have some pink, purple, and peach shades here. First, I have the Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stain in the shade Cherish, which is a beautiful light blue tone pink. One of my holy grail, most favorite, most worn lip products. I have a ColourPop lippy stick in the shade Fiesta, which is a cream finish. This was released in the summer 2015 collection. Next, I have the shade Corset, which is a beautiful lavender pink tone purple shade. This is a hyper glossy finish. This was released in a mini Valentine's Day collection for 2015. Next, I have the Milani Moisture Matte Lipstick in the shade Matte Blissful, which is a gorgeous matte, again, blue tone pink, but this is a little bit more of a dusty blue tone pink. It has some mauve tones to it. I really love the formula of this lipstick, and I'm excited to get more use out of this shade. And lastly, I have my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Maple Blondie. This is a gorgeous pinky tone peach, one of my holy grail lip products for both color and formula. So guys, that was a monthly makeup basket for May. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.